Sup everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're back on Destiny 2 with another build. First off, I just want to quickly just say, when Game to Give drops in a couple of days, I will be doing my own fundraising or raising of money towards obviously the Bungie Foundation and everything. So I will be putting some Tilly links in obviously the descriptions of each video, as I have been with obviously like builds and all of them, the dim links. So if you guys want some specific emblems that you can't get obviously that they're doing, or you guys want to obviously just support the Bungie Foundation, by all means feel free to. The links down below. Otherwise, hope you guys do enjoy this video. Let me stop rambling and get back on track. So today's video is going to be focused on Prismatic Warlock, and it's going to be one of the more popular builds, Getaway Artist. This is more of a fix your Getaway build because a lot of people do not utilize the correct fragments or don't utilize a correct setup. I'll get obviously into it later in the video, but I just want to give a basis. This is not to bully, annoy, be obnoxious, or dick, or anything toxic related. This is just generally to help people understand obviously where their builds are kind of meh and where other builds are obviously decimating theirs, in the same terms of same exotic, same weapon loadout, same build, different fragments. Otherwise, I hope you guys do enjoy, and let's get into it. So first off, I am going to just say this much. As for super, that is whatever preference you feel like using. As for weapons, I suggest having a stasis weapon or a strand weapon that does high ad density and hits hard, because that will be very effective, whether that be in your primary, your heavy slot, it doesn't matter. As long as you have at least one, it will benefit this build primarily a lot more than others. Weapons I was using were Lost Signal and Sunshot, and I just had a sword for heavy, just so I can demonstrate my point. Otherwise, these are the fragments and aspects and abilities that I was using. For abilities, I use Phoenix Dive just so I can get in and out with obviously high survivability, get some health back when I dive, and obviously a lot of my build is set towards being able to dive a lot faster than what most people can. Burst Glide, that's just preference, whatever jump you want to use. If you want to use Blink, by all means use Blink. I'm not sure if that's any effective. Melee is the same sort of thing. I like to use Incinerator Snap. I feel just due to the fact that it has a faster cooldown, I get it back more frequently than any of the other sort of melees. For grenades, you will definitely need to be using Storm Grenade. If you're not using Storm Grenade, this build will not work. Again, Getaway Artist only works with an arc-based grenade, unless they're going to add more grenades into this sort of area. Storm Grenade it is. Aspects, you want to be using Bleak Watcher and Feed the Void, so you're having pretty much Devourer and Stasis Turret with you at all times. This is again one of those sort of things where if you want to change, by all means change, but I feel these two are the ones that work best with this build. From personal experience, I know some people do like obviously Helion instead of Feed the Void, but I think Feed the Void is probably, if not the most broken aspect in the game in terms of survivability, and people should be using it. For Fragments, we are using Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. That just obviously helps you with regen sort of purposes. Facet of Sacrifice, when you have an Arc, Solar, or Void buff, the ability Final Blows grant bonus darkness damage, so your Arc buddy, or your obviously Sentient Soul, whatever they call it, that getting kills as well will obviously pair with this, so you're getting more Darkness Transcendence energy, which helps out obviously in that area. Facet of Purpose, whenever you pick up an orb. For me, I use obviously Song of Flame, so I'm getting restoration every time I pick up an orb, just an added bonus for me personally. And then Facet Protection, so I can be in closer and take less damage. This is better in the endgame scenario. Again, we're not actually running an endgame sort of scenario, we're running just a strike, just kind of show the build off and show what it kind of operates and does. Facet of Balance, probably one of my favorite fragments. Again, when you deal light damage, you get melee energy. When you deal dark damage, you get grenade energy. This isn't just ability based, this is obviously weapon based as well. So this is why we're using Lost Signal, because it pairs with the darkness and gets you grenade energy more frequently. If you're using obviously a light weapon in the secondary slot, this will obviously help out as well if you are trying to pair that with like a melee sort of composition, which isn't too bad, it still operates quite nicely. Overall, what stats I would recommend people kind of load into here is obviously 100 resilience, 80 recovery, and 100 discipline. When I say recovery, you can always go between 70 to 80 recovery and be fine. I feel like that's kind of the best location for it. If you guys do just want to kind of skip over all this bullshit and don't care, dim link obviously in the description, so just copy and paste. Again, just the mods that I use, you can change over if you don't feel comfortable using. A lot of them I don't normally go over because I just kind of have this set to other sort of design, and one or two mods is normally just muck about in here. Like my helmet, I was using Void Siphon, you'd use a Stasis Siphon, I don't know if fuck I had that on. Otherwise, the rest of the build is generally what I would kind of utilize in this situation. Overall, I just want to say again, this is to make you be able to use your grenades more frequently, consuming them, getting more turrets out, and being able to kind of like roam around a bit closer instead of having to camp back like 200 goddamn meters. Unfortunately, I want to say this. If the game keeps heading in the direction it's heading in terms of nerfing the shit out of a lot of abilities, then these sort of builds here are going to be harder and harder to do. When I say that, I'm meaning shit like what they're doing with the Consecration and stuff. Like, it's a small nerf, but unfortunately it kind of sucks. So I'll be building a lot around Titans going forward as well. That doesn't necessarily involve slam, uppercut, all that sort of bullshit. Like, I think it's a fun concept on Titan, but at the same time, it is boring as fuck in the long run. Otherwise, I use it for an entire season. Like, I can say it gets boring as fuck after a long time. Otherwise, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys have any specific sort of builds that you guys want me to either do fix like this, or generally a concept that you feel like you want me to obviously work on and put out, yeah, by all means, say something in the comments and I'll check them and I'll go through it all. Otherwise, till then, peace out. I hope you guys do enjoy. See you in the next one.